Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette. That is Kev. I'm Corey. We talk about One Piece damn near every damn day. And today we are talking about Marijwa,
hmm
the Celestial Dragons, Reverie, just the statuses of them. They're in a war on multiple
Yeah.
sides. So it's like the people, the citizens, the Celestial Dragons, they're revolting as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. If you're new to the channel, we talk about One Piece stuff. Obviously, you like One Piece stuff because you made your way here. Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. Tell us what you think is going to happen at Marijwa next. Kev, can you give us like a play-by-play of Marijwa so far?
Sure. I mean, Marie's Walls sits on top of the Red Line. It's home to the Celestial Dragons. They've been here for what we can assume is about 800 years ish. It was known as God's Landing. So this has kind of been their home. They're out of touch from basically everybody else on the planet. So it's kind of how they like it, though. Now, after things really don't happen in Marie Joie very often. So before the Reverie, you had warlords coming here to kind of audition to be the seven warlords. Um, you had one incident with the Fisher Tiger 15 years ago where he escapes, which is a big one, but after 800 years, you're going to have a few escapees. I get that. I understand.
That's not a bad record for 800 years. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no,
And
exactly.
okay, maybe they sponged out some of the other ones we just don't know about them. But
Sure.
hey,
But ever since the Whole Cake Island arc saga and we had everyone coming to Marie's Wall, you've had a lot of allies that are, or a lot of Luffy allies that are here that are just having the work. I mean, they're seeing firsthand what happens to those who are viewed as lesser than. And guess what? Luffy and his crew, and this extends to the people here, don't accept that. That's why you get people like St. Charlos getting kicked into the ground like a nail after trying to get Shirahoshi enslaved twice. So I mean, there's quite a few things happening.
not only do you get him kicked into the ground like a nail, you get the person who let that happen
Yeah.
crucified.
Oof.
So there's still there's still a strong segment of those people that are very about what's already been ingrained into them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But they're at war right now with the pirates. They're at war with the
Yes.
revolution, a formal war with the revolutionaries. What pirates are
Sure.
doing are like uprisings, and maybe you have Yonkos that are trying to take territory, and that territory just so happens to be yours, so you're like in a war. But like the revolutionaries are dynamic sides that do not agree idealistically with how they're running things.
Well, and they're running a barricade around Marie's Wall.
Exactly,
You can see that in
guerrilla tactics, guerrilla warfare. They're like,
yeah, like it's like for them it's over with. Like when the war comes home to people, it changes your perspective on war. I mean, if you had a child who knew nothing but peace, they would have different way of thinking than people who have seen nothing but war. So the war finally coming to Marie Joie is awesome because they finally get a taste of their own medicine. And it's pretty interesting. So during the Wano arc, though, we do get a flash to Marie Joie. The Revolutionary Army is infiltrating to try to get Kuma back. Now, this is like when you see Saint Charlos whipping and kicking him while riding Kuma, and you see like Sabo just over it and trying to get him back. I mean, you're seeing a strike team infiltrate the most protected place on the planet, and it takes two admirals to handle and defend Marie's Wall.
and the
That's
and the thing is like before they did that, they obviously what the revolution is doing is they're not obviously sorry, but what the revolution
right.
is doing is they're cutting off their supply of everything:
Yes,
food, weapons, communication. They're creating hypothetical like perimeter around Marijwa where those people can't really communicate out. They can't get resources back in. You know what I mean? It's got to be like the military grade Den Den Mushi, or you got to have a Den Den Mushi, but it's like you're not just,
Sure.
talking to your neighbor islands. And from there, too, the people themselves are like, they're getting hungry, they're getting pissed. Like you said, like, war affects you at home very different. And these
Yes.
people are getting affected, and you're seeing maybe not the true colors of some people, but I want to
Sure.
say you're seeing the true colors of some people, because some people are just like we saw. One guy got shot because he didn't get the right kind of food because they were out. There was nothing the
Yeah.
public could do. But you get other people who hear like Vegapunk's message and they're genuinely interested. And then you
Yeah.
have people like the slaves and the servants who obviously want revolution to happen. So they're maybe plotting their time. Maybe they have their own secret communications. Maybe that's
Couldn't
how the
agree more.
revolution. But it's like this is happening. Then the revolutionaries infiltrate and just destroy, dismantle, deform the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like Morley didn't put the earth back after he
No.
messed everything
No.
up.
No.
So it's like now it's like you have physical evidence that your home has been changed forever. So I mean, I think that's why the next thing we see from Akainu is going to be like a very aggressive attack. Like when they went to Egghead,
Sure.
they sent everybody.
Yes. Yes. Everyone, everyone but Akainu. It seems like it was just him and Emu, just sitting in the throne room, like, huh.
And it's like, and plus because they had to keep enough people at home. There were so little
Sure.
people, they said they had to dispatch more holy knights. And he was like, maybe we should call it God's Knights. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're stretched thin. Not to mention all the military people that are already like out across the world. Like, there's
Yes.
not enough people to protect that. So,
And I guess let's take a second. I want to add another enemy to the list, I guess, by not, face to face, but Buggy's crew has bounties on these guys, so they're being hunted.
that's true.
For Buggy, that's whatever, but I mean, for them, they're rescuing people, so they have to still look over their backs, like T-Bone,
Yeah.
like
And and you're hearing these military people are hearing Vegapunk's message. They have bounties on them. They're like, why do I have a bounty on myself? Oh, for being like a hero. But it's like the people that I'm serving aren't the good guys, and maybe now I'm questioning that. So now it's like now I'm protecting you half-hearted because I'm like, I mean, I didn't like you, but now it's like now I don't even believe in you.
that's really tough, and I'm glad you brought that up because there's quite a few different people on just Marie's Wall specifically, since that's what this video is about, obviously. Um, that saw the message. Now, a lot of them won't care. Your actual, snotty nose celestial dragons, they will just look at the everyday people and be like, I'm safe, I don't care,
It's like a
have
kid
fun,
walking by and like PBS is
none of
on,
my
like,
business.
and it ain't Arthur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like one of them little programs they do, and it's like, okay, I don't care. You know what I mean?
But
I'm hungry.
you're gonna have some slaves, like you said, some slaves, some protectors who see this, and they're just gonna question everything, or the slaves are gonna start plotting. Like, this is, you are, if you can get them armed in a way, and Morley definitely can sneak in and get them armed quickly. If you can get them armed, you have an insurrection squad already built into society, and it's something that they want to achieve. You're freeing them, so it's like, hey, here's your swords, spears, fight for your own life. Like, I'm giving you I will fight along with you. That is something that can't go unsaid with this Vegapunk message. You're seeing heroes left and right. You got Kuma, the Revolutionary Army. You have the big giant. like you have people who are coming to Marijois and standing up to the celestial dragons.
And then right after Kuma showed up, and also
Yeah.
just attacked home by scaling it while being attacked. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And before we move on to Kuma, I wanted to say, sorry for anybody listening. I don't know what that is on my computer that's like beeping like that, but every once in a while it's been doing that.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's like I'm getting like a just a Windows ping update. Like, hey,
Weird.
download this. Um, but yeah, um, before we move on to Kuma, I don't know what it's called on the hilt of the sword, like the handle. Maybe it is the hilt. You know, the guard part around the sword.
Sure.
Okay, now this is gonna sound like a little dumb, but Ivankov said that Marijwa is a two, like a double-bladed sword, two-sided sword. Like it's got two edges. It's like it could be advantageous or it could not be advantageous. It's on the top of the like grand line. I'm sorry, on the red line, so you can't get to it easily. Like they can plot there, they can send out troops there. Like it's all good from there. But also, it's like
The
once
elevators.
once you cut off like the communication and everything like that, it's like,
Yeah.
well, you're kind of just you're stranded. There's no water or resources up there for you naturally that can sustain a society like that. So it's kind of like it's like that double-edged sword is like dependent on like that guard, that hilt, and that's that bottom town. That's like an Air Force base. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like, and they don't have enough troops outside the Air Force base to protect it anymore. So it's really at this point right now in the story, whoever takes that bottom town, like right there at the bottom of the red line, like right under Marijwa, pretty much has access to Marijwa and is the next person that's going to attack. And whoever controls that pretty much controls the next play in the war. Like
Yep.
Blackbeard could come out of nowhere because we saw Lafitte there, and all of a sudden Blackbeard brought all of his pirates there, and now the revolutionary like members, they can't go there anymore. They're not trying to go through Blackbeard to get to Marijwa. They'll have to think of another plan. So it's that bottom town, that surrounding town on Marijwa on the bottom of the red line is going to be very important. I just don't know how they're going to use it or utilize it.
And I guess that's kind of the idea behind them starting the bridges so long ago is like, hey, we need to get supplies from every corner of the world and not rely on these elevators and have it above where only we could reach it. That is pretty interesting. I'm right there with you though.
Because the
I
elevators are, even with the technology that we have now in One Piece, they seem dated. They seem like it was a thing that they decided to do, and then they did. It's just like any kind of judicial system. It's like these people are like, no, when we made it, it was fine, and it's still fine. Like it works, it's fine. Fix, just remix it.
I
Like,
mean, we have something so. I mean, not factories, but like warehouses will have something similar, very much so to that, where you have multiple floors, you bring it onto a giant elevator. Your battleships will have something similar. That's how it brings your planes from below deck above deck. Things like that. You'll have elevators that bring things up like that. So, as far as like I think they just use this location as like the ultimate defense because outside of a few people, how are you getting up there?
and what do you have to defend yourself other than this elite squad that we still have not seen?
Which may be enough, but again, we like you said, we haven't seen it, so it's hard to put so much into that basket.
But
But
it's like
it's like
the elite
probably
squads can never do nothing without the captain. That's what we're learning in One Piece. We ain't had one. The Scabbards didn't get a lot done. You know what I mean? Baroque Works didn't get a lot done. You know what I mean?
no, and they rarely ever do. Like I think they're just there to be. No, I guess I have one more question as far as infiltrations to Marie Joie. We have Emmett 200 years ago, just appearing out of nowhere. what do you make of that? Do you think he climbed it like an like a Kuma? You or do you think he just appeared there? How did he appear? What are you thinking?
So, a couple things it could be. Computer's going crazy right now. What
Oh,
it could be that Emmett just appeared on Marijois. Two things. First thing, a little more crazy, so I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna tell you the next one right off the bat. But the first
okay.
thing is Toki Toki. I think
That's the crazy
somebody,
one.
I think somebody could like have sent him from farther back in time, and he kind of appeared there, and then maybe I don't, maybe it could have been
I'm
by
with you.
accident. The other one is Van Auger's fruit. I do not
Interesting.
think it was Kuma's fruit because Kuma you see coming. Like those guys are straight up flying towards you, and you'll see him coming. So
Ah,
maybe they're like he appeared nowhere over the. I guess that you could interpret that different ways. You know what I mean? Like
sure.
over the skyline, out of the sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
On a peaceful day.
I felt like the first one is probably the better of the two, I'll be honest, because I have two reasons for that. I think Marie Joie was built on the location of the last battle. Now, I don't have a lot of to go on for that yet, but it's weird that the giant straw hat's still there. It kind of seems like it's a centerpiece in this room. Maybe it was built around it. Maybe the room was built for it. That part I don't know. But he runs on power. He runs on Luffy's power. So we have a couple options for that. That you had somebody who was at least able to tap into the Nika power 200 years ago a little bit, a tiny bit, enough for him to have a rampage and then drop. But I'm fully on board with this being the spot where the battle was. Joy Boy's about to lose. Toki is like, I'm gonna push you ahead. Like your body can take it. You are gonna jump 700
They
years or
talk about
whatever.
that all. I mean, Loki just said that
I'm
in the
I'm with
last
you.
chapter. We're in Warland. Elbaf is
Yeah,
Warland, where war started. Well, then where'd the war end? It
I'm picking
had
up
to
right
be
here.
Marijwa.
And I mean, honestly, if we're going down ethereal, I actually thought it was the green line for a very long time. And think of it from going from a very nice forest like structure to where
It's
now
desert.
Emu is the mother nature. And then I don't know. I'm still working on that one, so we'll
Well,
come
yeah,
back to
when
that.
you raise the ocean, it's like it's more salt water, so the plants can. I
Yeah,
mean, and also these places just change. Like
yeah,
Egypt used to be all tropical, way back
yeah,
when.
yeah, yeah.
So
Boom,
it's just
right.
like that.
Like that.
But
But
yeah,
I'm fully on board with the Toki Toki thing because I think that would make a lot of sense. And he quickly powered down too. So it was like he got enough juice just to get jumped and then powered down.
yeah.
And it's as simple as that. And I think that's pretty, I like that a lot, actually.
It, now I'm thinking like the filler arcs, the mini fruit, and now I'm going. Okay, now I'm going to. Okay, this ain't even. But okay, but what do you guys think? Let us know how you guys feel about Marijwa right now, the war against Marijwa. What do you guys think is going to happen next? Who do you think is going to make the next play? And what do you guys think it's going to be? Let your friends know. Let them comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. We will be back again with more One Piece content. Peace out.
Peace.